sharing. Okay, and I think I'm going to start with this guy turned off. Good evening. Hi, my name is Alfredo, and this is Destination Fluency, a program designed to help you improve your fluency. Today, I would like to share two new tips with you. Two things that you can do to help you improve your fluency. I'm going to start with the most fun one, with the coolest one. In fact, this was this tip, this idea, this application, which is available online. It's on the web. It was introduced to me some years ago by a student of mine, and I just fell in love with it. It's about using music to study English. And I know you must have heard this before because teachers all over the world have been using music to teach their students for years. But with the technology available to us, there are lots of interesting resources. And this one in particular is my favorite. So I'm just gonna use it. I'm just gonna show you how it works. I'm just gonna play it for you. I'm sorry. Guys, for anybody joining us right now, I want to apologize to you because I'm still learning, even though I'm going live, and there's a purpose. There's a purpose behind what I'm doing. But I have to confess to you that I'm still learning. So just so you know, what I do is this. Okay, so nobody is here yet, so it's not a big problem. So as I was saying, um, I'm recording these videos live, and then later what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to download them, edit these videos, and then repost them. So forgive me if you get parts in which I feel a little bit lost here with the interface because it's a lot of things to control, and sometimes I'm not very experienced with this. The truth is that even though I love technology, I love going live on YouTube and so on. But back to what I was explaining earlier about this application, this software. So it's about using music to study English, to practice with the language. And I'm gonna jump in and use the tool and show you how it works. Here we go. Okay, and here we go again. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I forgot to adjust something important here. I'm sorry, guys. Just a second. Let me just fix this.
Loving can hurt. Loving can.
Okay, so back to where I was. So back to square one. Hi, my name is Alfredo, and this is Destination Fluency, a program designed to help you improve your fluency. Today I have two tips that I want to share with you, and it's all about improving your listening skills and having more fun with the language, because I think that learning English can be a lot of fun. So what I'm going to show you, especially when I just mention what it is, you're going to say, oh, Fred, come on. I mean, teachers have been doing this for years. It's about using music to practice with the language, to learn the language. But if you've never seen this particular app that I'm going to show you, I'm sure that you're going to be surprised because Teachers have been used. So teachers have been using so teachers have been using music to teach. Oh my God! As you can see, I did not write a script for this. Okay, let me start again. So teachers have been using music to teach English for years, but not the way these guys who created this app, thought of, because they applied in this app, I think, the concept of gamification. So using music to practice with the language in this app is more like a game. So I'm not going to spend much time here explaining to you the tool. We're just going to jump in, use the tool, and then I'm going to explain to you why I think this is a great tool for you if you're a student, learning the language, trying to acquire more fluency, trying to improve your listening skills.
Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard, it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken.
Okay, so I guess that at this point you must have figured out the way the app works. So you listen to the song, keywords from the lyrics are removed, and then you're presented with a column with like 4 or 5 options of words that complete that part of the text. So you listen to the song, pay attention to the lyrics, and then you identify what the missing word is, and you just drag and drop that into the right place.
Time's forever frozen still.
And then I would like to highlight a few of the cool features of this tool that I think make this tool very interesting for someone seeking to practice with the language to improve their listening skills. So the way the tool works is like this. For instance, the place where I stopped right now. So hearts are never what? Well, I know the answer is broken. And if I click there, now the software is going to place the word broken into the gap there, and the music will play on. But if you make a mistake, for example, suppose I say hearts are never jeans, I'm completely lost. You can see that you see a red label in the background showing you that answer is incorrect. The same thing if you click here, it goes red to highlight to you that you're choosing the wrong answer. And then, of course, because you've got only 4 choices, you're bound to, in the end,
Eyes are never closing.
so you're bound to, in the end, choose the right answer. Okay? So then, think about this. When I present this tool to my students, normally I ask them a question like this. Guys, what do you think? Do you think that we can use a tool like this to study English, to learn English? and most of them, because very few people reject this tool. It's a very unanimous tool. I mean, whenever I present this to my students, they get very excited, and then they immediately fall in love with it. And then I give them the address. I tell them, I mean, all they have to do is to Google the name, lyrics training, and then they find the website. And what happens to most of my students is that they get addicted to it. I remember one young lady who used to have classes with me. One day she said, she came to class and she told me, "Oh, Fredo, my husband is very angry at you because I got addicted to that website, to that app, and I went to bed very late on the weekend because I couldn't stop playing with different songs because I love music and I love studying English and so on." So the funny thing is that people do get addicted to it because the concept of gamification is applied in this particular app. So anyway, but as a teacher, you see, the way I look at this is very. I have a very what's the word for it? For me as a teacher, okay, of course I like game. I mean, of course I think it's a great idea to learn by playing with games and things like that. But as a teacher, I try to identify what are the real benefits that the students can get from playing with this. And this is what I would like to share with you. I think it's a great tool for a few reasons. One, it helps you with spelling of words. So there are words that you already know, but sometimes you forget how to spell them. So this is a moment where you can consolidate the spelling of some words. It's also an opportunity for you to learn the spelling of words that perhaps you've heard before, you know what they mean, but you've never seen them written yet. You've never seen them written before. And it helps you. It helps you to improve your listening skills because you're listening to the song and you're reading the text. So you're directly connecting, linking the sound with a graphic representation of those words. And this is a very interesting thing. And what I like about this exercise is that, well, I have never met in my life one person who doesn't like music. I mean, music is a universal language that speaks to everybody. So what I'm saying is that it's fun. Doing something like this, it's fun. And a byproduct of it is learning. I mean, you're always learning something new. You're always learning new sounds, new words, and so on. But I would like to warn you about something. I would like to share an opinion with you. Many times when I introduce this to my students, some students they're very hard on themselves, and they want to stop every time they see a structure that they're not familiar with, or they don't recognize one particular piece of vocabulary. And then I strongly advise them not to do that. This is not an app for you to practice with grammar. This is not an app for you to practice with vocabulary. Like it's an app for you to acquire new vocabulary. I don't think it was designed. It was created for that. It was created for that. And let's think about this. This is a fun app because you listen to the song and it's like a game, and you have to choose the word fast in order to get the correct answer. But if you stop for very long periods of time, because you don't know the meaning of one word, and let's say you open a different tab in your browser to open an online dictionary to check the meaning of words, you lose the flow, and this becomes a very boring and even frustrating experience. So it's not the right tool for you to improve your vocabulary, and it's not the tool for you to study grammar either, because the lyrics, the lyrics of the song, they will show up in the speed of the song, so you don't have time for that. Okay, so I think you have to make peace with the fact that this is a tool to train your ears, to improve your listening skills, and perhaps a bonus of this particular practice is that you will end up learning spelling of words. You will end up consolidating spelling of words that you, like I said, the ones that you already know, you consolidate them, and also learn the ones that you didn't know. For example, let's suppose that you knew that broken was the past participle form of the verb to break. But let's suppose that you used to think that broken spells like this, Brock. And then you look at the option here and say, so actually you don't spell broken with CK, it's just K. So my point is, it gives you an opportunity to do that, to practice with spelling as well. Okay, now having said that, my advice to you, if you're new to the system, if you come to this website and you play with it for the first time, and if you feel that your listening skills are not so good, there's something very cool, because when you start the app, you have a choice. Let me show you what I mean. Look, right here, I just reloaded the page, okay? So when you start, you have the choice of choosing write mode or choice mode. We were in the choice mode. The choice mode is when the option words, the choice, the answer choices that appear to you will come in the form of a column on the right with like 4 or 5 options. But if you click on the write mode, okay, the same game behaves in a different way. Let me play and show it to you what I mean. So the lyrics appear here at the bottom in the same way.
Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard, it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken. Times.
Okay, and here's an example of what I meant earlier when I told you that there was another way that the application would behave in a different way. So let me explain to you what happens here. So as you could notice, this time you don't have a choice, a selection of words that you can choose from. You have to type, the word instead. And what's the benefit of that? Well, so I usually advise my students to start with the choice mode, because then there's less pressure and they practice it and they improve their listening skills. When they feel that they're more comfortable, then I advise them to come back, play the same song, and then choose the right mode, because then they can test themselves to see how much of how much their spelling of words have improved. And also it gives them an opportunity to test their listening skills, but of course in a more challenging way. So here, for example, I was trying to type the word closed, and the software is really, really cool because it doesn't allow you to make a mistake. For example, now the answer is closing, but if I insist on typing different letters, like For instance, suppose that instead of typing an N, I type an M. I'm typing here the letter M, but the software won't go forward until I press the right key, which is the letter N. And then it shows me that I'm on the right track and expects me and waits for me to enter the next key, which in this case is the letter G.
Hearts
You see, it's a great
broken,
tool
times
to help
forever
you
frozen
practice
still.
with spelling.
So
And
you
spelling
can
is
keep
important because you're learning the
inside
language,
the
you're learning
pocket of your wrist.
so you can, and then let's say that you get stuck, okay? And then another very cool feature of this software, of this app, is that you can press the back key, and it goes back just one line, and it plays the audio, it plays the video clip one more time.
So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped.
So the answer here is keep. But like I said before, if I don't spell it correct, if I type the letter P right now, okay, it doesn't matter how many times I type, it won't go forward. And then I could, I don't know, go back, listen to it one more time.
So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped.
Okay, and now I remember it's double E. And then the next letter is the letter P. Okay, and then as a final tip to you, what I would like to do is this. I would like to just teach you what you have to do when you really get stuck. Because sometimes you're playing with a song that it's rather difficult and you don't know the answer to one of these questions here. Sometimes they remove one word and you cannot figure out what the answer is. Well, in that case, you press the tab key, because then the software completes it for you and it moves forward. And it marks
So
it.
you can keep me inside the
And as you could see there, it marks the answer with a red dot. Because remember, this is like a game, and by doing this kind of thing, you lose a few points. Okay? So remember, this app is a game. You play against the computer, you play against yourself, and every time you play, you try to get the correct answers faster and faster. And I think they have a kind of a list of the players who have achieved the highest score. Okay, so let me just go back here. Okay, guys. So this is the first tip. It's about using music to practice to learn with the language. And remember what I said. This is a very specific app, and it was designed in a way that it's more like a game. You play with music, you practice your listening skills, you practice with spelling, and you get points and you get scores, and you get excited in the process. Okay, so this can be very useful, but you have to remember some key points that I highlighted to you earlier. Try not to be tempted to study grammar with this. This tool was not designed for grammar practice. The same thing with vocabulary. It's not the tool for you to stop in the middle of a song, open a dictionary, and start looking up words that you don't know. Allow yourself to have fun with the tool. New words will appear to you, things that you won't understand immediately. Learn to skip them. This tool is about you getting acquainted with the sound of the language. Another thing that I think can be a byproduct of practicing with this tool is a direct improvement of your pronunciation. Because think about this. You listen to the singer, you listen to the artist pronouncing those words, and they pronounce, especially this guy, Ed Sheeran, for example, his English is beautiful. He pronounces it so clearly. And then you can mimic him, you can imitate him, you can sing along. This tool has got an option for you to play the same song in karaoke mode, which means you play the song, you read the lyrics, and you sing along. By singing along, you improve your fluency. Okay? So let's just summarize this. You practice with spelling, you improve your fluency, and you really train your ears. You really improve your listening skills. Okay? So that was the first one. Well, the next one, it's about a video. And let me see. Well, it's got 49,000 views. So let me just enlarge this window here a little bit, because I would like to tell you a little bit about what I know about this video. Okay. So this was posted by this guy, Dwayne Johnson. He's known by this nickname, The Rock. I don't know if it's because he's a big guy, because I really don't know much about this actor. But as it says here, as the title of the vid, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I guess it's his nickname because he's like a rock. The guy is massive. He's very big. He's very strong. But anyway, so this video was posted in June, on June 4th, 2020. I guess it was at the height of the coronavirus crisis in the United States, where people began to get really fed up with their government because a lot of people were getting infected, and Donald Trump as a president was doing very little to help the country, to help the population, to help business, and so on. And a lot of people went public and posted videos criticizing the government, criticizing their leaders, American leaders, and so on. And then I want to play this a short part of this video to you, and then explain to you why am I suggesting this as a great tool, again, for students seeking to improve their listening skills and to learn more about the language.
Where is our leader at this time? At this time when our country is down on its knees, begging, pleading, hurt, angry, frustrated, in pain, begging and pleading with its arms out, just wanting to be heard, begging and pleading and praying for change. Where are you? Where is our compassionate leader who's going to step up to our country, who's down on its knees and extend a hand and say, you stand up. Stand up with me. Stand up with me.
Okay, and then you might say, okay, Alfredo, well, there are lots of videos like that, but what's your point? Well, my point is, when it comes to listening, and when it comes to the process of acquiring a language, listening skills, your listening skill is like a bottleneck, because watching something and not understanding much can be a very frustrating experience. And the more frustrated you get, the more likely you are to give up, to give up the course, to give up studying, and so on. So I like to advise my students to find listening allies, people with good English, with clear pronunciation, that will enhance your experience with listening. Because if you choose something very difficult to understand, it's very likely that you're going to feel frustrated. And this guy, in this particular video, because he's delivering a very serious message, there's no background sound, it's only him in the room, and he wants to get the message across very clearly. And so he speaks kind of slowly and very clearly. And then there's something else. We have the subtitles in this particular video that we could turn them on, like I'm just doing it right now. Okay. And then I could go back and play from the very beginning again.
Where are you? Where is our leader? Where are you? Where is our leader at this time?
So, don't you agree with me that this is a good listening exercise for you, that he speaks so clearly and at a very good pace, allowing you to really grasp those words? And then with the subtitles on, you can, really even pause the video and read it again and again, mimic his pronunciation, mimic his intonation, and so on. Isn't that great? Well, I think it's awesome. I remember when I was a student, years ago, and the only technology available to me at the time were video cassette recorders. And we had to rent videotapes, and the subtitles in these videos, they were in Portuguese. There were no subtitles in English. So my only resource were these videos, and subtitles in Portuguese, actually, they were not very good for me because I wasn't interested in Portuguese. I was interested in learning the language that they were using. And then in order to force myself to understand more, I used to cover the subtitles with paper slips, put paper slips on my television just to hide the subtitles. But here, the subtitles are right here, and you can turn them on and off. And then I think this is awesome enough. But here's the... but that's not... But okay, I love this application. I love YouTube. I love the fact that the subtitles are available there. But that's not what I want to show you. I wanted to show you this just to show you already how much we can do with this. But I discovered something else that I think it's really awesome. It's this other app here. Okay, it's a website that gets videos like this, interesting videos, interesting messages, interesting speeches by famous people, and then they transcribe them, and then they put them on a page like that with the video and the transcription of that video. And what I find amazing about this is how much control you have over it. And this is what I want to show you today. So let's say you're watching this video, okay?
Frustrated, in pain.
And this is what happens.
Begging and pleading with its arms out.
As the video plays on,
just wanting to be heard.
The text is highlighted.
Begging and pleading and praying.
Then, if you find something particularly interesting, for example, let's say you were surprised by the way he pronounced the word begging, you select that word and then you play it again.
Begging and pleading and praying.
And it starts exactly at that point. And you can do that with any word, with any sentence in the text. For example, if I click right here, that's where it's going to start.
Where is our leader at this time? At this time when our country is down on its knees.
So, this is already a fantastic tool, because, you've got the text, you've got the speaker, everything integrated, and it's there, it's free, it's at your disposal. But there's something else. You can even play with the speed, which I wouldn't advise you to do in this case because this guy speaks so clearly and he speaks at such a good pace that you don't need to do that. But let's suppose you did. Let's suppose that you were still a bit uncomfortable, okay, and needed to slow down this video a bit so that way it would be easier for you to understand more. So, as you can see, I reduced the speed of this video in 30%. Let's see what happens when you do that.
Begging, pleading, hurt, angry.
Isn't that awesome? Then you can pause and you can repeat exactly the words that he has just pronounced. Think about this. Think about having access to a tool like that and using it systematically. How can your pronunciation, how can your English, how can your listening skills not improve? Come on, it's impossible. Well, when I found this, it blew my mind and I thought, oh my God, I have to share this with as many people as I can. And I did. I shared with other teachers, I shared with some friends of mine, I shared with some of my students. But then I thought, well, I have to go live, I have to record a video, post a video in which I show people this particular website, this particular application here. Okay, I hope you found these two tips useful. And that's it. My name is Alfredo. This is Destination Fluency, a program designed to help you improve your fluency. I hope to see you again in our next video lesson. Oh, by the way, before I forget, make sure to leave a comment. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That way you're going to be informed of all of our upcoming videos. Okay, bye for now. See you in our next video lesson.